Hello everyone. In this video, I'm going to talk about that ServiceNow predictive intelligence. So what is the predictive intelligence in the ServiceNow, and then how we can apply the predictive intelligence in the ServiceNow instance that we are going to show end to end in this video. So when we are talking the predictive intelligence, how the predictive intelligence works, it works from the historical data. So if you have thousands of data in your system, machine learning language can understand from the historical data, and from the historical data it can predict for the future data. Whenever your new record is going to be created, it can predict from the historical data. So this is how the predictive intelligence works. Now, to talk about the predictive intelligence, there are four predictive models are available into the ServiceNow. The first predictive model is called classification, then clustering, regression, similarity. Each have a different set of tasks can do. As you can see, I already mentioned what model can do what here. Today, I'm going to focus on that classification model. So using the classification, we can actually predict from the historical data to whenever the new record will be created, we can predict like task category, task assignment group, sentiment, anything. So this we can do a classify. We can classify and then we can predict that. So let's see in the ServiceNow and how the predictive intelligence work in our system. So this is my ServiceNow instance, and in this ServiceNow instance, if you type called predictive intelligence, you will be able to see a new module called predictive intelligence in your left navigation. If you click the home page, you will be land to this page. So as I said that there are four model: classification, similarity, clustering, regression. Each have different set of tasks. And as you can see that it already mentioned here which model works for which situation. One of the model, if you see that the classification, use the machine learning algorithm to set field value during the record creation. So whenever the record will be created, it will be uh, works such as setting their incident category based on the short description. So you can see that based on this incident category, based on the incident short description, it can set the incident category. So this is the purpose of this classification model. Now, right now, I don't have any model or any definition is created under the classification. Under the similarity, there are out of box three model are created. Clustering have 5 model created, as you can see that. So I'm going to create a new model here. So we'll click here called create new solution. It will land to a new page. Now here we need to define the label. The name will be automatically pre-populated. Let's say that the name will be automatically populate on which table we want to predict. So let's say that we are going to predict under incident table. So we'll select the incident table. Now, what should be the output field? It means that on which field we are going to set the value. So we'll select that setting the value called category. Now, based on this, which input we are going to classify that. So we'll select that call short description and then description. So based on the short description, it will set the category. Now, if you want to put any filter, you can put, but for the classification, it need more than 10,000 data. Right now in my system, around more than 10,000 data is there. So if you are trying to train your instance, it need at least 10,000 data. So I already have a Excel sheet. I'll upload this Excel sheet and then share this link for you guys. You can use this same Excel sheet for training your instance. But if you have real-time data in your system, you can also leverage that. But for the demonstration purpose or for the practice purpose, if you need any sample data, I have already a Excel sheet I can share with you. Then here, the processing language, it will be English. Now, stop words, you can select the default English stop word. Now, training frequency. So how frequent you want to train your instance, you can define here. So if you train one time, it might need to be trained again and again every 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, you can select that. I'm selecting for the one time and then click the submit and train. Now you can see that under this classification, one already created, solution created, we can open this solution. In the top, all the record that we have created, all the value we have set is showing here, and the bottom, it is right now active false. And as you can see that it processing like fetching files from the training, and it automatically trying to fetch that. So as you can see that after certain time, the model got trained and then it's showing that solution is completed, the progress is 100%, and based on the 10,000 data, this model got trained. Now, if I can open this solution, so in this solution, you can see that there are 4 tabs are available. The first tab is called Solution Statistics. In this, it's saying the precision is 43%, estimates solution recall is 62%, and estimate solution coverage is 57%. So we got trained our learning language. Here you can test that. You can see the test solution. Under this test solution, I can test that. Let's say that I'm putting a short description called my laptop is not working. So this is what I'm saying. There's a description. And then top N is saying that how many data I am expecting. I am expecting 1 data, 2 data, 3 data, how many data I am expecting. So I'm expecting 1 category should be here. So I'll click this run test. And as you can see that it classify and it says that, okay, so that category should be hardware. And then confidence is 61%, threshold is 10.5. Now, if I go to this solution visualization, here it can tell you that how many category are actually there. You can see that these are the category there. Each category, how many coverage, precisions, recall is there. Everything is showing in a graphical representation here. Under the solution definition, it tells you that which table, what is the filter, which all field we are taking as input, and then which as a output. Under this class confidence, you can see that each class like hardware have a precision is 47%, coverage is 94%, estimate recall is 77%. So it is actually defining here in this, or based on this all these classes. You can see this access, hardware, database, all these are showing here. Now, this way we can actually test that our solution. Now, if I go back to our workspace, let's say that I'm opening the workspace in a new tab. If I am going to create a new record, is it going to apply or not? Let's see that first. Because I have tested through this test solution, but is it working end-to-end solution? Like if I go to the workspace, I'm going to create a new incident. Is it going to apply this, this category or not? So I go to this workspace here, creating a new incident, click the create new incident. So I'm going to put the short description here. I'll go and then copy the same short description. And caller, I will select, let's say that able tutor. And then category I'm setting as inquiry help. This is by default. Now, if I save that, is it going to be updated the category based on this information or not? Let's see that. So it's created, go to the detail sections. The category did not update it as we are expecting. So let's see why. So the reason it is not being updated to our category is that there are specific business rule actually that call our predictive intelligence model and update the category. And since that business rule is missing, what we can do, we can go to this our business rule module, open that, create a new business rule, check that advanced sections, insert, let's say that and go to this advanced sections. Here we'll select the table equal to incident. And in this script, what we can do, we can paste a specific code so that it can apply to our predictive intelligence. So this is the code. I will maybe paste that in my video description also. I'll paste this here. So what it will does, it call a specific script include, out of box script include called ML predictor, and then find active solution for this record. And then here it apply the predictor. So we'll put like G instead of year, we'll put the current. And then here we'll use the current and simply save that. So our business rule is created. Now let's see that if we go back here, create a new incident, select the same short description and description. Save that. So we have to select the caller and save that. Now it should give us a, whenever it is saved, it should give us a category as a hardware based on our business rule and predictor. Go to the details. And you can see that category automatically set to a hardware. So this way we can use the predictive intelligence. We can use this script. I'll give you that script link here in my video description. This way you can get that. Now, if you want to check that what happens during these predictions, there is another table called ML predictor results. You can open this table. You can open this table and see that the details. So you can see that this is the solution. This is the predicted table source, predicted input value. This is the input value. You can simply open that. You can see there is confidence here and other informations. So that's it for today. If you have any question, let me know in my comment section. Thank you very much. Have a great day.